Welcome to the new video. Today we are going to read out 3 scary true dead of night horror stories. 3 The Stalker in the Farmhouse. I'm an old retired welder. I live alone on a farm with my dog. My wife passed away a couple years ago. One night I was awoken in my bed by what I thought were creaking floorboards. I got up to go to the bathroom, and as I passed my wife's bedroom, I saw the curtains moving. Thinking nothing of it, I went to the bathroom and back to bed. The next morning, I got up and went to check on my wife. That's when I noticed that the floorboard I'd heard creaking the night before wasn't my imagination. It had been moving on its own, and then I saw a pair of legs under the bed covers. I pulled the covers back and there was no one there. I started to get scared. What if I was losing my mind? Then I started hearing other things, doors slamming, lights turning on by themselves. One night I heard heavy footsteps in the house. I grabbed a baseball bat and went to investigate. That's when I saw her standing in the doorway. She was wearing my wife's nightgown. I screamed at her to get out of the house. She ran away. I didn't call the cops. I didn't want to look like a fool. A few months later, I was sitting on the porch when I saw her again. She was walking around my yard. I went inside and got my shotgun. I fired a warning shot into the air and she ran off. I don't know who she is or what she wanted, but I do know that I don't feel safe in my own home. Number 2, The Stalker at McDonald's. I work for a catering service. I drive home pretty late after my shifts, which usually end around midnight. On the way home, I stopped at a 24/7 McDonald's for a late-night snack. I pulled into the drive-thru and ordered some food. When I got my food, I drove to a nearby nature preserve and parked my car. I was eating my burger when I noticed an old beat-up Volkswagen Beetle pull into the parking lot. I finished my burger and headed home. For some reason, I kept glancing over my shoulder as if someone was following me. Suddenly, I slammed on the brakes. The Volkswagen was right behind me. I turned into the next street, and he turned into that street as well. I called my friend Sebastian to come and hang out. When he arrived, we were approached by 4 guys from the car. They asked us what we were doing in their parking spot. We told them we were leaving, but they insisted on knowing what we were doing there. Sebastian and I backed out of the parking space as fast as we could, and the guys followed us back to our cars. We got in our cars and sped away. The next day, I found out from an employee at McDonald's that one of the guys who'd been fired for stalking his ex-girlfriend had returned to the restaurant to confront her. Number 1, The Abandoned Church. It was a Friday night, and my friends and I were looking for something to do. We decided to go to an old abandoned church in Narberth. There was a big hole in the roof and the walls were covered in graffiti. We hung out in the basement of the church. It was very dusty down there, and there was a lot of broken glass on the floor. One of my friends said, "Guys, I'm getting freaked out. Let's go." We started to leave, but then we heard a loud bang. It sounded like someone slamming a door shut. We all started to run for the hills. I stopped and turned around. "Dude, there's no way I'm staying in that creepy-ass building." We started to walk back to my car. That's when I saw a room with a mirror on the wall. The mirror was smeared with what looked like fresh blood. I also saw an old photo of a woman wearing a wedding dress. She was standing in the exact same spot where the mirror was. We all got spooked and ran out of there. As I was leaving, I could have sworn I saw a person standing in an open window. Which story was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out more content. Thanks for watching.